In 2026, Hollywood secrecy is basically cosplay. You've got drones parked over sets, actors oversharing on podcasts, and an entire economy built on trust me bro plot dumps. Multiverse of Madness got spilled months early. Thunderbolts rumors were circulating forever. And Cap 4? People hated what leaked, so they tweaked it. That's the new reality. Leaks aren't an accident anymore. They're part of marketing. Studios learned one simple rule. If you can't plug the pipe, turn the leak into a fountain. Feed the internet something it can chew on for weeks, and while everyone fights over it, the real surprises stay hidden. The Garfield situation was the blueprint, and Doomsday is playing the same game, hard. Right now, we've got Sentinel set photos, the X-Mansion, Steve's retirement house, and enough scattered whispers to make it sound like the whole movie's already online. Problem is, it's all fragmented. Half-truths, missing context, contradictions. So let's do what the internet refuses to do. Organize the chaos. Hey, it's Lord of Leaks. Tap the like button for the algorithm gods, and let's break this down. Most reliable chatter points to the movie opening exactly where Monica Rambeau left off. Monica Rambeau stuck in an X-Men reality. And somehow, because incursions are now the MCU's favorite apocalypse mechanic, at least part of the Avengers ends up crossing into that world too. The multiverse is unstable, realities are colliding. That's where the first big conflict supposedly sparks. Avengers versus X-Men. Not a full-on war, more like the classic misunderstanding fight before the team-up. And the casting crumbs back it up. Alan Cumming casually letting it slip he fought Pedro Pascal is the kind of oops that doesn't happen unless they were on the same set, in the same sequence, doing the same stunt schedule. But the brawl doesn't last because the Sentinels show up. And unlike rumors, Sentinel photos are the kind of evidence you can't hand-wave away. Giant murder robots don't appear on set by accident. That's your forced alliance moment. Two squads that don't trust each other, suddenly realizing the real threat is bigger than their beef. Now, the key debate. How does Doom fit into this? The mainstream theory is simple and clean. Doom is the one who brings hell to the mutant universe, using Monica as the trigger, the excuse, or the breadcrumb trail that leads him there. Monica's dimensional jump becomes the domino that makes Doom act, and the Avengers get dragged into the mess. Then there's the weirder theory, the one borrowing the anchor being twist from Deadpool and Wolverine. The idea Tony Stark was the anchor of 616. Tony dies, 616 starts rotting. The Avengers try to replace him by pulling an alternate Tony, and instead they bring home Doom. He plays them, uses them, and only later does everyone realize they imported the problem they were trying to fix. Cool concept, fun conspiracy, but it's hard to buy because Marvel has spent way too much credibility telling you, no, this isn't Iron Man again. If they immediately go, surprise, it's basically Iron Man again. That's not a twist, it's a self-own. So yeah, Sentinels feel like the first act engine. The big question is whether Doom is the one lighting the match or the one waiting in the smoke. I don't think Marvel will undercut the twist, at least not on purpose. But even if they do, one thing keeps popping up across every leak. Doom isn't here to win a fight. He's here to punish the people who broke the multiverse. And the hit list basically writes itself. Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Monica Rambeau, and Steve Rogers. Monica is the easiest narrative sacrifice. Drop her into the chaos early, use her as the here's how incursions work explainer, and you're off to the races. But Steve? According to the chatter, Steve is the long game, the one Doom actually cares about. There are two main versions of Doom's personal stake. One, Steve's Infinity Stone cleanup somehow ripples into Doom's life and gets Victor's family killed. Two, it's bigger. Doom's entire universe is erased in an incursion chain reaction, and the family is just part of that loss. And honestly, please give us version 2. I'm exhausted by the MCU's endless superheroes accidentally ruined my life, so now I'm mad loop. Zemo, the collateral damage speeches, the grieving relatives, cool, we get it. Doom deserves a motive that scales with his ego and his intelligence, not just you hurt me, but you broke reality. A villain with a worldview you can argue with, not just pity. From there, the story allegedly points straight at Loki. Because Loki isn't just a guy, he's the wiring, the multiversal infrastructure. Doom's endgame is to get access to the world tree, touch the system itself, and rewrite it into something controlled, stable, and under his thumb. And when you lay it out like that, it starts looking suspiciously familiar, in a good way. Infinity War had stones, then Gauntlet, then Snap. Doomsday is shaping up like culprits, then Franklin Richards as the power key, then the Void, or TVA, as the gateway, then the World Tree, then Battle World, then Secret Wars. Same skeleton, different monster. Leaks also line up on the team split structure again. One squad sticks with Wakanda on Earth, which, yeah, risks feeling like a straight Infinity War echo. Another team goes full frontal assault on Doom's base and gets absolutely deleted. A third team stays on defense, guarding Loki, because if Loki falls, the whole multiverse becomes editable. And then you've got the real drama, the betrayals. Because this isn't just heroes versus Doom, it's heroes deciding whether Doom might be right. Magneto and the Brotherhood are the easiest yeses. They'll choose mutant survival over everyone else's moral comfort every single time. Scarlet Witch is a strong possibility too, especially if Doom offers her something that smells like redemption or purpose. And Doctor Strange? He's already proven he'll make the ugly call if he thinks it saves the bigger picture. That's exactly the type of guy Doom can recruit without even needing mind control. Meanwhile, the scale goes full multiverse tour mode. Feige himself basically hinted at a massive summit in the Baxter Building, which screams Reed Richards building the cross-reality tech. That becomes the Avengers' main tool, hopping worlds, chasing Doom, trying to stay one step behind. And if the leaks are true, we're getting the big fan service jumps too, Tobey's universe, and even a detour into something medieval looking, because Marvel can't resist a weird timeline flex when the multiverse is open. Morgan Le Fay allegedly has a 1,000 years earlier world on the table, a reality where every hero is born a millennium ahead of schedule, and the entire superhero era hits the planet like medieval lightning. We've seen something similar flicker through early concept leaks, but the problem is nobody can even tell what those images belong to. Doomsday? Secret Wars? The now-dead Kang Dynasty? The funniest part is that Kang Dynasty supposedly had a full shoot-ready script, so one day it's gonna crawl out onto the internet like a cursed scroll. Probably not tomorrow, but when it happens, it'll be insane to compare what could have been with what we actually got. As for Doomsday's finish line, that's barely even a spoiler anymore. Doom has to build Battleworld. That's the bridge into Secret Wars. The real question isn't will he do it, it's how badly do the heroes manage to sabotage the process before the door slams shut. In the comics, the hero's answer was basically build a lifeboat, a tiny ark, shove a mix of heroes and villains inside, preserve memories, and spark a rebellion once the new world loads in. On paper, it's clever. On screen, it risks feeling small, like a neat comic mechanic that doesn't hit with the weight Marvel needs. That's why the chatter about Loki makes sense. Instead of a random arc, Loki becomes the cheat code. He leaves a back door in the system, a loophole baked into Battleworld itself. Something you can't use in Doomsday, but you can hunt for across Secret Wars like it's the final key in a nightmare escape room. And here comes Marvel's nightmare, the Thanos problem. Big villain powers up, big villain wins, heroes get wrecked. Next movie, comeback tour. We've already lived this cycle. The repetition risk is real, and Marvel can't afford to feel like it's replaying Infinity War with a different skin. But there is one way to raise the stakes without faking it. Stop treating the new era Avengers like they're untouchable. If characters like Sam Wilson or Captain Marvel get wiped off the board in a way that actually matters, suddenly it doesn't feel like a rerun. It feels like a purge, like Doom is cleansing the timeline, not just winning a big fight. Now the casting situation is where everything gets spicy. Principal photography is done, and yet people keep pointing out who was not there. No Benedict Cumberbatch, no Tom Holland, no Elizabeth Olsen. That either means Marvel is hiding bodies in the basement, or those bodies simply aren't in Doomsday the way fans assume. The leading theory is that reshoots after New Year aren't really reshoots, they're part 2. The production just pauses, then continues, and Marvel drops a second chair stream to reveal the names they saved for later. That theory exists for one reason. Marvel wants maximum impact and maximum control at the same time. The skeptic take is colder. Just like Ant-Man skipped Infinity War, a bunch of heavy hitters might skip Doomsday and only appear in Secret Wars, meaning the cast list we already saw is basically final. And yeah, I don't buy it. Spider-Man isn't a background Avenger you can quietly remove and hope nobody notices. People will feel that absence immediately. Plus, the era has changed. Old Marvel could portion hype like medicine. New Marvel needs an adrenaline shot. Doomsday isn't another Avengers film. It's the emergency reset button for the entire multiverse saga. If they don't make it feel gigantic, you'll get a brutal reaction. Audiences wait for digital, theaters lose momentum, and Secret Wars arrives already bleeding. The Russos clearly understand the pressure, which is why they keep saying these two films won't be shot like the old Avengers, back to back, one machine. They're treating Doomsday as its own war. Finish the first war first, then decide how to shoot the second. And Holland's scheduling makes the late addition theory feel almost too convenient. He's busy with Spider-Man, Marvel waits, then they pull him in later for Doomsday scenes, clean, controlled, minimal leaks. And yes, that promo clip with Holland and RDJ already being filmed is a massive "don't worry, we're cooking" signal. They can call it personal branding all they want. Nobody's buying just vibes. The most interesting part, though, is what happens to Spider-Man's original Kang-era trajectory. Back when Jonathan Majors was still the centerpiece, the rumor map pointed to Peter becoming the leader of a new Avengers lineup. Shang-Chi, Shuri, Sam Wilson, the whole next-generation package. Now that the saga got rewritten, the question is simple. Does Spidey still inherit that throne, or does Doom smash the entire concept before it even forms? The wild part is, there was a version of this whole plan where Spider-Man's movie wasn't multiverse on the surface, but it was absolutely wired into the Kang's endgame underneath. Peter was supposed to collide with Quang Enterprises, Nathaniel Richards' operation, a Kang variant hiding in plain sight. Feige's pitch was basically street-level chaos, but secretly it's boot camp, a grounded story that still trains Parker for the multiversal war that's coming. And then it gets even crazier. In those early outlines, Peter wasn't just another hero, he was the anchor of Earth 616. Tobey was the anchor of his universe, Garfield was the anchor of his. 3 anchors, 3 Spider-Men. And there was allegedly a TVA meetup where they finally stand together against Kang. But that was the old roadmap. Since then, the MCU has been through a hurricane of rewrites. And right now, the current Spider-Man track shows almost zero multiverse DNA. No obvious setup, no future leader of the Avengers energy. If anything, after Thunderbolts, it looks like the team leader slot might already be occupied, which makes Spidey the biggest question mark of Doomsday. Not missing, just undefined. Now here's the scary possibility. What if Marvel keeps him undefined on purpose because Doom's side deletes the current Avengers in the first 5 minutes? Clean slate, instant vacancy, and suddenly the original Peter as leader idea can return like it never died. That's why Holland's Doom dynamic matters so much, because Doom looks like Tony Stark, and the Russos have basically hinted they're not going to treat that as a cheap meme. They have a real solution for it, a real dramatic engine. No haha, he's back jokes, something that actually explains how Peter reacts when the face of his mentor comes back wearing the mask of his worst nightmare. And Brand New Day is the key. It's the test. If Peter comes back as the same carefree stand-up comedian in spandex, then yeah, Marvel probably isn't building him into Doomsday's backbone. But if he comes back heavier, sharper, more adult, then that's your signal. That's the version of Peter who can become Doomsday's chaos factor, the one who can step into the emotional hole Tony left behind, not as Iron Man 2.0, but as the new center of gravity. Because, let's be honest, if Spider-Man doesn't lead, who does? The newer heroes don't have that pull. Thor was never teen dad. He's always been storm god who shows up, wrecks things, leaves. So, unless Marvel solves it with some left-field move, like a young Steve Rogers showing up, Peter is still the only character who naturally fits the crown. So I'll ask you directly, who do you bet on as the next real Avengers leader? Peter Parker, a new Steve, or someone else entirely? Drop it in the comments. Let's argue like civilized nerds. And if the video hit, like and subscribe. Those actions genuinely keep the channel alive. New video is already on the way. Bye!